Do about 8, 9 minutes or so. Well, we welcome you once again to Carelli's of Boulder for Boston Prime Time here on a Monday night, our second to last show of the year. We had a lot of Buffs and BYU basketball over the weekend. Women get a nice victory. They're not here tonight. They're traveling right now to Arizona. The Buffs men had a heck of a game, falling in overtime in Provo. They've got Oklahoma State coming up on Saturday. And right off the top, we got a curveball thrown our way, and it's a wonderful, wonderful surprise. We are going to welcome in not Tad Boyle, the head coach of the Buffaloes. Although they've got about the same amount of hair now that I think about it. But
oh, that hurts.
look at Derrick White is here. Look at this. Buffs great. Boston Celtic, outstanding player. Is it 10 years in the NBA now?
This is year 9.
Year 9.
9, yeah.
9 years already.
It's crazy.
And we got the All-Star break, and so you came back to see family and whatnot, and Tad was having dinner with you. Okay, what did he have to do to get you to come in here and do the first segment so he didn't have to?
Like I told you, like when Boyle tells me to do something, I just do it. Like that's just how I was coached as a college student. And
Yeah.
I'm still doing it here today. And so,
Love it.
but it's always great to be here with you guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, Celtics are having a great year. You're having a great year, averaging, 17, 18 a game, 5, 6 assists, playing very well. You guys are doing well. You having some fun right now?
Yeah, it's been a fun year.
Yeah.
I think everybody doubted us going in, and so for us to come out there, and I think we're second in the East right now, and so it's been a lot of fun. And now the fun really begins after this break. That's when like the real basketball really starts, and players are coming around the corner, and so we got to be ready to go for that.
You know, Derrick is a guy that frequently when we talk about college athletics and how it's changed, I point to all the time, and I say, I don't know the way things are going anymore if your story will happen again, right? Because here's a guy that comes out of high school, under-recruited, you grow up, you work your way up, you end up at CU for the, 2016-17 campaign, get drafted in the first round of the NBA. I don't know. Have you thought about that? That your story may not happen again the way you've come up through this thing?
Yeah, I think about it.
Yeah?
I think I would have left earlier at UCCS, and I don't know if that would have been as good for my career or not.
Right.
I mean, obviously looking back, I'm like, damn, I should have left after my sophomore year and came to CU and had a couple years, and then played with Josh Scott and like all those hypotheticals. But everything kind of happened for a reason, and being here for 2 years, redshirting a year and playing 1 year was perfect for me. And so if it was how it is now, back then, maybe I would have left after my freshman year. I don't know if that would have been as good for me or not. And so I'm happy where I started, and I'm happy that I finished here at CU.
It has worked out very well for you. I was going to ask you the question I ask a lot of pro athletes about, do you think about the NIL you would have made? But you're doing just fine in the NBA now. So
yeah, I'm doing all right.
So who picked the tab up tonight? You or Tad?
I hope Tad.
When did you think to yourself, Derrick, and we think about the way you come up here. I've told this story many times. So when Derrick transferred here, you had to sit out your first year. Okay, don't have to do that anymore. And one day at practice, I'm out there watching you guys. This is during the year you're sitting out. And Tad walks over after. We're chatting a little bit. And he said, what do you think? And I said, hey, the kid from Colorado Springs is your best player. And Tad says, without question he is, right? And you come on and have that phenomenal season, 2016-17. When did it hit you, considering where you came from, where you thought, I got a chance to play in the NBA? Well, when did that start to strike you?
So I made a transfer because I felt like that was my best opportunity was to come here and do that. But it didn't really hit me until probably like most way through the pack, probably like after that Oregon game when we upset Oregon at home. I was like, all right, I got a chance, and I think that's kind of when I took the game to the next level.
Okay.
I think I got a problem where I just kind of fit in, and then like after that moment, I'm like, oh, I got to take over, and so. After that moment, just kind of taking over, and I think that's really when our season kind of turned around and my season turned around as well. And so it was I think I waited too long to do that, but that's just kind of like who I am.
You know, I asked Tad Helton this question one time about what is the difference when you get to the NBA. Everyone's talented, right? I asked Tad, or rather Todd Helton, because everyone gets to Major League Baseball. You're talented, okay? What sets guys apart that stick. You've been playing 9 years. That's a heck of a career. You got plenty left ahead of you. What separates guys that are talented and make it and guys that are talented and don't make it?
I think just the consistency.
Yeah.
You could have a great week. You could have a great couple weeks. You could have a bad week. You could have a bad couple weeks. But, like, how are you going to stay that same energy, the same effort, the same mindset going in every game? And some guys, when they're riding high, they're the happiest people in the world. But when that low comes, which is it's going to come, you can't really get them out of that. And so I think just being consistent day in and day out, with my work, my energy, with my effort, with my attitude, and I think that's kind of took me however far that it will take me.
So you're answering essentially the same way Todd Helton did, and he used the word, whoever is mentally tough enough to get through those valleys. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It comes. I had a coach in San Antonio who said, "I'll be like basketball will humble you. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done, the game will humble you." And so, just having that mindset that there'll be ups, there'll be downs, but you got to show up the next day with a smile on your face and go out there and compete at the highest level.
So, conversation with Tad tonight. You're helping him out. You coaching him a little bit, helping get this team going. Is that what you're doing?
I do what I can. He knows more than me, but I'm just going there. It's great to see him. I'm always been thankful to be coached by him. I'm where I am now, and a lot of things that I still use to this day, I learned from him. And so any chance I can see him, whether it's now or in the summer, I never take those for granted.
How often do you get a chance to flip on a ball game and watch the Buffs play?
I think I've seen like 5 or 6 games.
Okay.
It's tough out there on the East Coast
Sure
with the
yeah.
time change, but
and you're playing most nights anyway.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that too, I guess.
Yeah.
But any chance I can that the Buffs are on and I'm around, like I'm gonna flip them on and support them. And I mean, I'm cheering for them always, and
Sure.
I want the guys to know that I'm supporting them. And so any chance I can to watch some Buffs basketball, I'm all for it.
Who's the guy that you played with here at CU that you communicate the most with?
Josh Repine.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Okay.
He was in my wedding.
Right.
I was in his wedding. Like
Right.
that's. He's here today too. I'm gonna be with him forever.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful for him as he kind of welcomed me to CU and came here kind of shy guy, and he kind of got me out of that and allowed me to do what I do. And so that's gonna be my guy forever. And yeah, Josh Repine's the GOAT.
How was the family?
Fam's good.
Yeah.
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 Hannah, and I got 2 boys now.
Okay, how old are the
Hendrix
boys?
and Daxton.
Yeah.
Hendrix is 3, he turns 4 in May, and
Okay.
then Daxton's 2.
Okay.
So them 2 kind of keep us busy,
I
running
bet.
around.
You got a ball in their hands already?
Oh yeah, that's all Hendrix does is shoot.
Is that
He's
right?
a shooter.
Okay.
I don't know what the game's gonna turn into, but I know shooting's gonna be important. So keep shooting, boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're the best. They keep things fun. They kind of change my perspective about everything, and yeah, it's been amazing just to be their dad and to see them grow. And hopefully soon I'm gonna bring them here to see you and have them be around in the football games, the basketball
you go.
games, and it's gonna be a lot of
There
fun.
you go. It does change your perspective, doesn't it? I mean, when you got to the NBA, you're playing for you, right? You want to make it to the league. Now all of a sudden, okay, you got the wife at home. You got 2 little boys, right?
Yeah.
The dad's got to carry the responsibility for that. Changes everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I could have an amazing game, I could have a horrible game, and I come home and they wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
That's probably been the best thing. And I also like thinking back, I'm like I want them to kind of remember this moment, like me being in the NBA and them kind of having that access that we'll never get again. And so I was like, I kind of got to work a little bit harder, so I play a little longer, so they can kind of experience with me. And but I think just the best part is just going home, and who doesn't matter what Dad did as a basketball player. They don't even care about that, and
Right.
they just care about me being there. So that's the best part.
What's the best thing about playing in the National Basketball Association?
I don't know. That's tough. I think just competing at the highest level, like
Right.
it's a dream come true. I think just me being able to impact people that, like I'm just out there playing basketball, like
Right.
trying my hardest, and people that come to me is like, thank you so much. I'm like, no, thank you guys. I appreciate the support. So every day I get to go out there, it's a blessing, and I'm trying to go out there and win as many games as possible. And it's been a lot of fun. I've been blessed to have amazing coaches, amazing teammates, and hopefully I can just keep doing this as long as possible.
You know, I know that you got a phenomenal career going, and we want that to go on for as long as possible. But you know, we are seeing guys that play a little bit in the NBA want to come back to college. So I just want to lay it out there. If you ever want to come back, we'd love to have you
Hey,
again.
if the NCAA will let me back, I would for sure come back to see you. I'm not going anywhere else but see you.
Love it. Hey, partner, it is great seeing you. Congratulations. You're making everybody proud. You are a role model for a lot of young kids, not only around Colorado, but around the country. And the one thing we love about you is the fact that not only are you unbelievably talented and you're putting together a great career, but it's the humility you come back with and understanding where you came from and the fact that you look back and you thank Tad, you thank this program. And so, God bless you, man. Phenomenal
Appreciate
job.
it.
Phenomenal.
I'm a Colorado kid, so I'm going to support and love Colorado till I die. So let's go Buffs.
Love it right there. Let's hear it for Derrick White, kind enough to join us here for a few minutes. By the way, they're on Thursday. They're going to be at Golden State as we come out of the All-Star break. So the great Derrick White joining us here for a couple of minutes. And we appreciate that, but Tad did it just so we didn't have to do two segments. But we've got our next segment with Tad coming up. And also we've got Sebastian Rancik and Evan Batty who are going to join us as well here tonight. As we continue on Buzz Primetime here at Carelli's, this is Colorado basketball from Learfield. University of Colorado basketball is brought to us by Molson Coors. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill, proud partner of Colorado Athletics. Celebrate responsibly. Back here at Carelli's of Boulder, Mondays from 7 until 8 o'clock for Buffs Prime Time, our second to last show. And one of the fine folks here in attendance when Tad walked up said, now the show's going downhill after we had Derrick White off the top.
Yeah.
But,
I don't want to mention any names, but Steve Conley.
what a treat. Derrick, so,
Well-
I mean, is there – can you like somebody more than we like Derrick White?
I'm not sure you can.
Right.
I mean, I know his wife loves him, but God,
Right.
I mean, the Buff Nation, and I know coaches that coached him and players that have played with him. I mean, he's what I consider a Colorado treasure.
Oh, without question.
You know what I mean?
Without
Like,
question.
and so great surprise guest, right?
Yes.
Like, knew he's in town. He's in for the All-Star break, and so it's great to spend some time with him, and he's just the best.
You, with all your players that are NBA potential guy, you talk with scouts and coaches and whatnot. That had to be about the easiest sell for you of all time, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know what's amazing about Derrick's story as people prepare for the draft is nobody called me once. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody.
Right.
People called me. The San Antonio Spurs, who ended up drafting Derrick, never called me one time before the draft until 24 hours beforehand.
Okay.
And 24 hours before the draft, and Derrick was having a draft party with his family, and I was, gracious enough to invite me, and I was going down to it. And so 24 hours beforehand, the general manager of the Spurs, R.C. Buford, who was actually a graduate assistant at Kansas when I played there, so I go way, way back with R.C., he called me, and his name pops up, and I answer it, and he says, "Hey, can I talk to you about Derrick White?" I said, "Absolutely." I said, the draft's tomorrow. I don't know if you're just doing your intel. He says, No. I just want to make sure our intel is correct. And he went down, and he went down, 15 things or 20, whatever it was.
Because he sounded too good to be true.
Yeah, and when he got done, he says, "Did we miss anything?"
Right.
And everything was on there, not just basketball stuff. It was like, great person, great character, hard work ethic, like, all the things, treats people the right way. Like, it was just a plethora of things. And at the end, he said, "Do we miss anything?" I said, "Nope, you didn't miss a thing. In fact, you got him pegged. Like, this kid's the real deal." And he said, "Well, thanks. I appreciate your time." And I said, "Let me ask you something." I said, "Are you going to, where's he at on your board?" He goes, "Well, you'll see tomorrow." And it was kind of his way of telling me we're drafting him.
Yeah.
And so it's funny, when I was at Derrick's draft party, and I didn't talk to Derrick about it because RC kind of swore me to secrecy.
Sure.
That's why it was 24 hours beforehand. But anyway, I'm watching the draft, and there's a time delay, and people are on the clock, and so San Antonio Spurs are next, picking, and I see Derrick, a few rows ahead of me at the draft party. I see his phone ring, and he picks it up, and I knew it was the Spurs, and it was. And
it was a great landing spot for him.
Great landing spot.
Right out of college.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, to be with the San Antonio Spurs and the Boston Celtics,
phenomenal,
who are two of the best run organizations in the NBA, you don't get drafted to either one of those organizations if you're not the real deal. And you certainly don't stick at them. And he would have stuck at San Antonio if they weren't going through kind of a roster rebuild. And
played
obviously
there about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he played 4 or 5 years there and had a great time. And then ended up in Boston. He's been there ever since. And that's where my guess is that's where he'll finish his career.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? We don't have a crystal ball, but he's a special, special guy. Not just a special player. There's a lot of special players out there, but special players and special people. They don't come around like Derrick very often.
Yeah, great to see him tonight. So Tad
absolutely.
walked in here about an hour and a half ago and said, "Hey, you want to have Derrick on?" I'm like, yeah. So, okay, who picked the tab up, you or him?
Well,
his check's bigger.
I'm still his coach.
Yeah, okay.
As a
well,
coach,
that's a good point.
once you're a coach, you're always a coach.
I guess that's
you
a good
pick
point.
up the tab, and
That's a good point.
But don't think it doesn't come without an ask.
I love
He
it.
doesn't know that yet. He'll find out.
That's good stuff. Hey, talking about your team.
Yeah.
The Buffs went into – now, last Wednesday was not a whole lot of fun down in
No,
Lubbock,
it
Texas,
wasn't.
right?
It was not.
And you had a very quick turnaround. We get home late on Wednesday. You've got Thursday to kind of get your ducks in a row. Friday we're heading to Provo.
Yeah.
You go and play one of the top teams in the country and gave them
Yeah.
everything they wanted. Boy, and the way you put it in the postgame, you said sometimes it comes down to a make-miss situation.
Yeah.
We make one or two, they miss one or two, and all of a sudden different thing. But
Different
heck of
game.
an effort by your guys. Great
no,
bounce back.
No question. And look, I always say, you know, and I try to make our players understand this. Like, we all want to win. You know, nobody likes to lose. Like, that's ubiquitous throughout college basketball, high school basketball, NBA basketball. Like, it's a zero-sum game. It's how do you play the game? What kind of attention to detail do you have? What kind of effort do you show? What kind of togetherness do you have? What kind of toughness do you exhibit? And, you know, we lost 2 games this week. Nobody's happy with that, right? But the way we lost at Texas Tech versus the way we lost at BYU couldn't have been different. And I'm not happy with the loss at BYU. I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm saying. But the way we lost at Texas Tech was unacceptable. And I tried to make that kind of clear in my post-game comments. And it's amazing. We have another coach in our league who just lost his job because he made some post-game comments that were pointed. I never, Mark, I will never single a kid out because I don't think that's the right thing to do as a coach or just as a team, you know, because we win as a team and we lose as a team. Certain guys play good certain nights and don't play well other nights, and certain guys play good and don't play. You know, so that's all going to come out in the wash.
Yeah.
It's about how do we play as a unit, as a group. And now I will call our team out. I will call our group out. You know, that's your job as a coach. You have to live in the truth. And the truth is Texas Tech, and that performance is unacceptable. BYU, that performance, we can live with it.
Yeah.
I think fans can live with it. I mean, we don't like it. Nobody likes to lose. And that's what I want our young guys to really, really take home and take to heart.
But when you go down swinging, like you said.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Yeah,
You empty the chambers, however you want to say it. I mean, you go down, you go, okay, they got us that day, but it was our best effort.
You give yourself a chance to win at the end. You give yourself a chance.
The young fellow we're going to talk to here shortly, Sebastian Rancik, gave you a heck of a ball game.
No question. His defensive performance on A.J. DeVance is one of the top defensive performances individually.
Yeah.
Now, again, to stop a guy like that, you have to have good team defense. But his ability with being 6'10", and he was locked in. He showed great discipline, not reaching, not leaving his feet at the end of the drives. No, he made it tough for A.J. That was a great defensive performance, one of the best we've had since I've been here individually. But I also think our team did a good job of, helping him out as well. And he didn't guard him for 40 minutes. You know, Josiah Sanders did a good job. Jalen Holland did a good job. But Sebi was the guy that had him for the majority of those minutes and did a terrific job. And it came away with 10 rebounds as well.
You know, we'll talk with Sebi about this when he gets up here. But I'm wondering, when you have a game tape and he puts together an effort like that, and then you go back a couple of games where it's 17 and 11, a couple of games before that.
Yep.
Are those great teaching moments for him? He's still a young player. He's just a sophomore, right? Second season.
Yeah.
Where you go, young man, this is what you can be and how you can get to the next level.
Here's the thing about Sebastian. He is an intelligent player. Like you don't have to tell him that. He knows that. He knows where his strengths are. He knows maybe where his deficiencies are, and it's incumbent upon us as coaches to help him continue to understand that, but also, encourage him along the way and just like, hey, after that 11 rebound performance, hey, you can do it. And then he comes up with 10 against BYU. The key with him, as is the case with many of the players on our team, not just him, many of the players, is the consistency.
Right.
And I think from a defensive standpoint, from a rebounding standpoint, you can be consistent. There's no reason not to be. Offensively, the nature of the game is going to be inconsistent. Some nights the shots are going to fall. Some nights they're not going to fall. You're going to make some threes. You're going to miss some threes. But the defense and the rebounding, that can't waver, and that's got to be a constant. And I think he's starting to understand that because you're right. Mm-hmm. This is a process. Derrick White was in college for 5 years.
Yes.
5 years. And some of these guys think, well, I'm going to be here for one. I'm going to be here for two. And you can't put a timetable on it. Like, you just got to put the effort you have every single day into practice, into the games you play, and nature will kind of take its own course when it comes to that. And but I think Sebastian's, his best days are certainly ahead of him. But we're starting to experience some of those best days, as we did against Arizona State and then against BYU. And hopefully we'll see it against Oklahoma State next Saturday.
Yeah, give us a quick comment about we don't have a midweek game this week. It's kind of that bye week in the Big 12. Cowboys, they're playing some pretty good basketball right now.
They are, and it's nice to be able to take a couple days. I gave them yesterday off and today off, which is very unusual during the season, especially in February. But the schedule kind of sets up where we have the ability to do that, and then they play Wednesday night. We won't have to play until Saturday, so we'll get a chance to watch them, prepare for them. But it's about getting a mental, a physical, a spiritual kind of reset. We've got 5 regular season games left and the conference tournament. A lot of opportunities ahead for us. Yeah. Let's go make the most of them. And my job is to make sure our team is ready as we come down the stretch to start playing our best basketball of the year. And I think the BYU performance maybe is even though we didn't win the game, is an opportunity to build on.
All right, before we let you go here, we lost an American legend today. Robert Duvall passed away at the age of 95 years old. And he was one of those guys that everything he was in, he elevated. Right? Yep. You talk about great teammates and guys that left franchise. Yep. I know that you're a big Godfather guy.
I am.
You love the Godfather.
He got his Oscar in
Tender Mercies.
Tender Mercies.
Yeah.
He was
what's the greatest,
phenomenal in that.
Yeah, what's the greatest Duvall role in
to
your
me,
mind?
To me, it's the consigliere, Tom in The Godfather.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a supporting actor, and there's a lot of one's a great Santini. He was a main actor. Phenomenal. I mean, he was phenomenal. Anytime you saw Robert Duvall on the screen, you're like, okay, this movie's worth watching. Yeah. That's how I felt about Robert Duvall. No matter what the genre, what the comedy, drama, war movie, whatever. But I loved his. It was phenomenal. His job in The Godfather. He was terrific, and especially when Michael didn't rehire him. Oh boy, that was a killer.
Yeah.
And it's like I was ready for him to kind of come behind the scenes.
Great.
But it never happened.
You think of great lines, Apocalypse Now. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. And,
exactly.
I mean, just amazing.
No, he was phenomenal. And so many movies that you don't even think about. Right.
Yes.
And that's and if we can make it to 95, Mark,
we'll
both take it, right?
Well, that's a great answer. It's not right because everyone knows it's Gus from Lonesome Dove, but still, it was a good answer.
There you go. Okay, I like it. There you go. I should have asked you the question. That's good. That Lonesome Dove was a good one.
That was good.
Yep, no doubt.
Well, we appreciate you lining Derrick up tonight, so thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And thank you for recruiting him.
The
second time around.
Oh boy, yeah, I screwed up out of high school, didn't I?
Well, you and everybody else.
We could have had him for 4 years.
Right, you and everybody else. He was a little smaller and lighter.
A little bit.
When he first came out.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it. Good luck this week.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, Tad Boyle, he and the Buffs have got Oklahoma State coming up at 2 o'clock on Saturday at the Event Center. We'll take a timeout. The aforementioned Sebastian Rancik is going to join us, and then big fella just walked in. Evan Batty's going to join us as well. So we got that going on here tonight at Carelli's of Boulder. It's Buffs Prime Time. This is Colorado basketball from Learfield. So you've Colorado basketball is brought to us by Pepsi. Grab yourself an ice-cold Starry Lemon Lime flavored soda for the ball game. Starry, it's different. Starry, proud sponsor of Colorado Athletics. As we come to you from Carelli's of Boulder, Monday nights from 7 until 8 o'clock. We're out here for Buffs prime time. Great to have Derrick White and Tad Boyle. Now we got Sebastian Rancik, the sophomore for the Buffaloes, joining us. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Thanks for being here. You've obviously met Derrick a number of times, right? And,
Yeah.
and all the, Spence and all these NBA guys. Is it good to have kind of those NBA alums come back around the program a little bit, be around you guys?
I mean, for sure. I mean, they just give you their experience, their journey, and what they went through, and the ups and the downs, and how they handled it. And it's a great experience, and you get to learn on their mistakes and their wins. So maybe you can follow that in your career. And, yeah, it's just really nice having them around.
What's the best piece of advice, whether it's from a Buff or some other NBA guy that you've chatted with, that you've ever gotten from a pro? They said, hey, Sebastian, you need to be thinking about this. What's the best piece of advice?
There's many.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just say that just to, trust your work and just be relentless about it and just completely obsessed about the game. And if you do that, everything will fall into place.
The way Derrick was talking about the consistency in fighting through highs and lows, every pro athlete I've ever talked to talks about that very thing. Is that one of the tougher things coming to college? You raise your level of play. You're playing against the best college basketball players in the world right now. This is the best league in college basketball. Is that one of the toughest things to kind of find that consistency you gotta do each and every game?
I mean, for sure. And, as your career goes on, you kind of learn day by day. I mean, there's obviously bad days and there's good days, and you're just trying to learn how to stay level-headed, kind of don't get too high, don't get too low, and at some points it gets hard. And but, yeah, it's just a part of maturing, growing, and, yeah, that's what I would say.
Last year, your freshman year, you were kind of in a supporting role, right? Anything that you could give us, like a lot of freshmen, that's a good thing. Coming into your sophomore year, we kind of knew that you and BD, being older guys, were kind of be guys that would carry a lot of weight on this team. But what did you do to prepare yourself for your second season, knowing that you were going to be called upon to be more the scorer and rebounder and team leader, if you will?
I mean, I wouldn't say I did anything extra. I mean, I just did what I would do either way. Kind of worked on my game, worked on my mental game, and just we're focused on getting better every day and how to be a good teammate. And yeah, I wouldn't say I necessarily did anything different per se. I just kind of went with my routine and went with what I planned on doing either way.
Where do you think you improved most from last year to this year?
I mean, shooting definitely, and consistency, rebounding, just defending, and just knowing where my spots are at, and just I would say my experience with the Big 12 and just knowing what to expect.
Yeah. It's Saturday at Provo. We start that ball game, and Tad told me ahead of time that you were going to have the primary job of playing against DeBonsa, who's looked at as probably the number one pick in the upcoming NBA draft. And I mean, from the first moment that they had the balls in his hands, there was a fire in you that I saw. Did you feel that you wanted to kind of step up and kind of make a statement about who I am, and it's not just about that guy?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as a competitor, you want to play against the best, and according to the draft boards and everything,
Yeah.
he's considered the best in college. And yeah, I personally think I'm one of the best one-on-one defenders even in the country, and I think I can guard anyone. And yeah, I think I just need to start proving it on a game-to-game basis. It's consistency, but I think BYU was a good start, and I don't know, from the moment I saw BYU, I knew that most likely he will be my matchup.
Yeah.
And I want to try my hardest to stop and limit his looks.
Who did you grow up emulating or watching as a young player? NBA, maybe a European guy, somebody in NBA. Was there somebody that you kind of looked up to and said, okay, that's the kind of player I want to be?
Yeah, I mean, all of these, I would say, tall wings that are just, really versatile. I really like Kevin Durant growing up, and I was a huge fan of Luka when he was still at Real Madrid and playing in Europe. I mean, growing up, I mostly watched the EuroLeague. I didn't really follow the NBA, so I was really focused on EuroLeague players, and Luka was just coming up. He was the year I started watching like basketball, like focused. It was his last year. It was the year he got drafted.
Okay.
And then Jason Tatum, and I would say those guys.
How often over your 2 years have you had a family member come and see you here in the States?
Over the last year, I mean, my mom comes every year once.
Okay.
And then this was my first year that my grandfather came to the States. It was like third time in the country.
How was that getting a chance to have your grandfather to watch you in person? That had to be kind of cool.
It's the best. I mean, the last time he watched me play, it was when I was like 14 years old. So, I mean, me and my grandfather have a really special bond.
What's his name?
Stefan. I mean, in Steve, you probably would translate into English.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I care for him so much. I love him so much, and I was just so grateful that he got to come out.
Is that your mom's father or your dad's father?
My mom's father.
Your mom, so on the maternal side. Fantastic. All right, we're hitting down to kind of the backstretch of the season here. Okay, can this team kind of find some consistency that Tad's been trying to get out of you guys?
Hopefully. I mean, hopefully we can build upon the BYU game and kind of get some wins and carry that over to the Big 12 tournament, and hopefully enough that we sneak into the tournament.
Love it. All right, last question here. Evan Batty's coming up here next. Okay, if I put the two of you down on the block and you're banging with Evan Batty, who wins that battle?
Him. He's way.
He's got a couple more lbs than you do.
I wouldn't say a couple. I would say a lot more.
Hey, keep up the great work. Outstanding performance, two of the last 3 ball games here. Keep doing that. Let's got to have a great end of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you very
All right,
much.
let's hear it for Sebastian Rancik. He and the Buffaloes have got Oklahoma State coming up on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock at the Event Center. We're going to hit the air at 1:30, by the way, on the network with the Buffs Warm-Up pregame show. Back in a moment. The guy that apparently would kick Sebastian's tail on the block, Evan Batty, is going to join us after this. This is Colorado Basketball from Learfield. University of Colorado basketball is brought to us by Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit. Modelo brewed for full-time Buffs fans. One final segment back here at Carelli's of Boulder. And I just said to Evan when he sat down, I said, holy cow, we got Derrick White and Evan Batty on the same show. I mean, two of the most fan favorites of the last 15 years or so. But now, by the way, it's Coach Evan Batty now.
Yep.
You gotta be much more respectable, responsible now that you're a coach, right?
Yeah, a little bit more, but I'm having fun the same. You know, I'm still bringing the same energy every day, and I think that's what's important with this team in particular, because we have a bunch of quiet student athletes.
Yeah.
So bringing the energy, having them feel like it's okay to be outside of themselves, even though you're a quiet dude, you can really muster it up on the court.
Sure.
And then you go back off the court and you be a quiet dude again. So,
what's the most difficult thing about transitioning? I'm going to have you pull your microphone just a little bit closer.
I'm sorry.
Make sure we can hear you. About being a coach. I mean, as a player, you controlled everything. As a coach, you can't. So,
Right.
what's kind of the toughest thing you've had to learn?
You kind of hinted at it. You just have no control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you try to prepare your players for every situation. Sometimes you just can't cover it all.
Yeah.
And that's where habits and discipline comes in. But you just have no control, and that's the hardest thing for me. It's like I wish I could go out there and guard him. You know what I'm saying? And
There have been times I've said that on the air, by the way. I wish Evan could go out there and guard him
it's just
right
a
now.
pride thing. It was always a pride thing for me.
Sure.
Playing. I prided myself on my defense and just being a great teammate.
Have you had to, when you jumped into kind of the coaching position,
Mm-hmm.
have you been sitting in a room at times and there's Tad and there's Danny and Bill and Mike, and you kind of go, what am I doing sitting here?
Yeah, no,
Right?
I've had that thought many times. Those are some great basketball minds.
Yes.
And those are some great thinkers of the game. And it's amazing just to learn and just be in the room and, sometimes give my opinion and sometimes not, and just listen and just really take in what they're saying and what, why they're saying what they're saying, and really dissecting that.
Now, being that you are still a young guy, he was done here in 2022, so that hasn't been that long.
Right.
4 years ago. You still get back out there every once in a while?
I was out there today.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was out there with BD alone.
Okay.
Leo.
Showing those young fellas a little something.
Yeah, we played, King of the Court, if you would, one-on-one.
Yeah.
If you score, you stay on, stay
Right.
on offense. You get scored on, you're out, and a new guy comes in. We played about, 6 or 7 spots. I got a spot.
Did you?
I got a spot.
There you
So,
go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I got the elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good, though.
The great thing about you and your story, okay, you came here as big as you are, okay, down on the block guy. By the time you left here, you weren't a good three-point shooter. You were an extremely good three-point shooter. There's a great lesson you can pass on, guys, about how you can develop and evolve as a player when you're here in college, right?
I'm still a lead three-point shooter.
Oh, he's still? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
all right. Well,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want
Oh,
to
yeah.
shortchange you there now. Okay.
Oh yeah, but it's a consistency thing, and what I found is my junior year, the COVID year, it was just so much of a mental battle when I was open. It's like, do I shoot it? I'm not shooting it well. I don't want to hurt the team, but I'm open, so I feel like I gotta shoot it. But it was so much of a mental battle for me, and I kind of made a promise to myself that summer. It was like, never again that why, for me, be that weak mentally
Sure.
that I'm, not going to, show up for the moment. I'm wide open, and
I'm going to make those plays.
I got to make those plays, and they're giving it to me, so why not?
Right.
So that summer, we had a great manager in the EGA for CJ Armitage. That summer, before we went to Costa Rica, we had our practices or whatever, and CJ came to the practices, and we were just shooting before practice, and I said, you're my dude.
Right.
We're gonna be good this summer.
Okay.
And we're gonna be great this year.
There you go.
And the work that I put in, and the hours, and just to get better and total mastery of what I can do and what my body allows me to do, and because I'm not gonna grind in the gym and be able to between the legs dunk, and
That's
you know what
not
I'm
your
saying? That's
game.
not
Right,
my game.
right.
But the things that I can be good at, I was really detailed and really oriented, and that's why I shot it so well, because it was broken down to the physics of my shot. Just lighting my elbow to the rim, following through, snapping the wrist down. So it was really detail oriented, and it cost me a little bit of my social life, and that was 100% okay.
Yeah.
That was 100% okay.
Well, I think you've done just fine in that regard, too.
Yeah, for sure.
But by the way, we're almost done here. But speaking of which, you've got a longtime lady friend. When are you gonna get married?
May 27.
Oh, really? You've already set the date?
No, May of 27. Yeah.
Oh, May of 27.
No,
so
not this year.
A year and a half from now.
I just proposed like 2 months ago.
Did
so
you really?
That's thank you guys.
Look
I
at
appreciate
that.
it.
Fantastic.
I appreciate it.
Hey, not only a great player for the Buffaloes, a great addition to the coaching staff, and still, by the way, as we find it, we're breaking news tonight, still an elite three-point shooter for the Colorado Buffaloes. Hey, Ev, keep it up, man.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I appreciate it.
One of our favorites right there, Evan Batty. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. One final show next week here at Carelli's. This is Colorado basketball from Learfield.